feel like every single episode we're going to start off with laughing or probably dancing.
That's
It's amazing music. All right, guys. Thank you for tuning in and listening to us again. This is Really Relatable with Alexis and Tara.
Yes, and we are so excited to be sponsored once again by Caribou Coffee, which you'll learn a little bit more about that later.
Yes, absolutely. So every single episode we start off by doing a little bit of a shout out to one of our favorite small businesses, because that's how Green Bay is. We support our local small businesses. And I personally wanted to give a shout out to one of my favorite ones. It's called Azure. It is a small boutique here in Green Bay. They basically clothe me for all of my business.
Yes.
They have blazers and dresses and trousers, and it is a small local business that is also ran by a boss bitch woman named Shanna and her right-hand girl, Allie. And I absolutely love them. They are thriving and they are doing their thing, and they are making all of us Green Bay women look beautiful.
Mm-hmm. And you always look good for photo shoots. So
yes,
there's that.
That's true.
I'm like, where'd you get that? She's like, why are you asking me that?
Azure.
I'm like, oh yeah, okay.
It's always Azure.
Yeah. And then she's like, where'd you get yours? I'm like, Kohl's.
I have to hide my Azure bags from Michael. It's a problem.
Yeah. I'm like, I got mine at Target. Have you heard of it?
Glad.
Target.
You know, you don't have to keep up with Alexis.
Yeah, I do actually. She stops at Azure and I'm at TJ Maxx.
You're there. You look fat
I'm there
all the time. All the time.
Give me a pair of jeans.
Or we always show up looking exactly the same.
Yeah. Actually, we're not dressed alike today.
Yeah.
But usually we are.
Oh, we're wearing black shirts. Close enough. All right, Tara, what's something fun that happened to you this last weekend?
Something fun that happened to me. Oh, I went to the Wisconsin State Fair, which is a big deal if you like cows.
And fried food.
And fried food.
Yes.
Okay. Can you guess 5 different things that they had fried at the fair?
Falafels.
Okay.
Is that a fried thing?
I don't think so.
I don't know.
That's definitely not a fried thing.
No, it's not.
I'm looking at our producer over here. That's not a fried thing.
Pickles.
Yes, people,
Oreos.
we have a producer. That made us sound very official.
Shout out to Baxter.
Okay.
Burn Creative.
Okay, pickles, yes. They have pickles.
Fried pickles, Twinkies.
I'm sure they do. I didn't see it, but I
Oreos.
Yep, that I saw.
Okay. What else can you deep fry here in the Midwest?
Apparently you can deep fry anything because
you absolutely can.
They deep fry butter. Yep.
Ew.
Deep fried butter. Okay, so butter is butter, but you can make butter fatter by deep frying it.
That's not okay.
People love it. They like stood in line
for it.
No
wonder why everybody thinks that people from the Midwest look a certain way.
I know. What did they think?
Wait, what? Butter. I'm already wrapping myself into this.
Yeah.
I'm never trying.
No, there's deep fried butter.
That's not okay.
It's insane.
I'm not okay with it.
No, I'm like, how about a deep fried Corona? I'd like to try that.
Deep fried Corona. Deep fried beer.
I bet we could figure it out.
There's beer butt chicken.
Yeah.
You can do a lot of really interesting things with beer.
You can.
Yeah.
So anyway, there's a lot of animals at this fair. There's a lot of rides I would never go on because I am not one to go on fair rides. Okay. Like anything that people like pull in the back of a truck and screw together with a half dead drywall gun from Home Depot. Yeah, I'm not riding on that. Like when they're on and it's like,
hey, that looks fun for you.
That looks, I'm glad that works for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so happy for you.
No, and I don't want a goldfish.
Those things live forever.
They live forever.
The ones that say fairs live for forever.
I know. And it's like, why? Like, no. And it's so hot. And you see people carrying these animals and you've got music playing everywhere and a lot of people. And then you go in the convention hall. That's my favorite part of the fair.
The convention hall?
Yes.
Oh, is that where you got your ring cleaner?
I got my ring cleaner there. But I mean, you can get like food made in front of you on pots and pans that they're trying to sell you, which I'm pretty sure not a single person buys.
Yeah.
They just want the free food.
Just cook me food.
Yeah. It's serious. Yeah.
Baxter's over there like, yes.
Yeah. That and wooden keychains. Like, oh my gosh, they still make wooden keychains.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Michael has one on his keys. It's a Sasquatch.
Okay. That doesn't surprise me.
So much sense.
Yeah. So I did the Wisconsin Fair. So that was an interesting thing. Okay. The people watching is amazing, but almost as good as an airport.
I was just about to say people watching. My favorite is the airport.
Yeah.
And then South Beach.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's more than interesting.
South Beach people watching is just a whole thing.
Yeah.
There's creatures there.
There
or Walmart. I say
Walmart's
creatures
great.
and I think of Walmart.
Yeah, there's a lot of creatures at all those places.
Alrighty. Awesome. So today we have a guest that's going to be joining us.
I'm so excited.
Yes.
I'm so excited for this guest.
This is going to be an amazing one. She is a mama of 3.
Yeah.
She is a boss bee running her own title company here locally.
Like
in
what
Green Bay.
women run title companies?
I know.
It's so interesting. So
it's a macho world, the title company.
yeah. So we're going to find out more about that.
Absolutely. Dig in.
Yeah. So dig in. We'll be back.
Just like this podcast, Really Relatable, Caribou Coffee is high quality, the pep in your step that you need while being down to earth and staying true to who they are.
That midday pick-me-up that can come from the yummy handcrafted Caribou Coffee, all while listening to the Really Relatable podcast with the relatable doses of real-life humor, women in business, reality, and so much more.
Caribou Coffee is that warm hug and good feeling you want when life seems crazy and you need a quick escape and maybe a dose of caffeine.
Caribou Coffee is committed to supporting small business and nonprofits in the communities they're brewing in. This is who we are. Hi.
Yeah, hi. I know. We were walking down Broadway and Tara's just like, oh my gosh, this is like that new title company. I think it's woman owned. We should stop in. I was just like, can we do that? Yeah, let's go. Walked in. Hello. And we saw you and we talked to you for probably like 2 seconds. We were just talking about this the other day.
And like,
you know,
she's
like
our
you,
people.
Yeah. We're just like, oh,
Yeah.
like we just saw you and talked to you for just a slight little bit. And we're just like, yeah, you're our people.
Yes.
Pretty easy to tell. Pretty quick.
Just know when you know.
You just know when you know. Like dating.
Or
not. I know.
We're dating. Oh God. Should do an episode on dating.
I would hate to be dating right now.
Oh no.
In this day and age.
I would be eaten alive.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it. I would hermit into my house and I would forever be afraid.
I can't think about it. You guys have girls. I have 2 girls.
Yeah.
Like we're going to move to an island and I'm going to chain them up and they're not allowed to leave. Like, I don't know what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
Now, what is the order of your kids again? You have
my son, he's 6. My daughter is 4. And then my newest one, Monroe, is about to be a year on Thursday.
Aw.
Yeah.
Thursday?
No, wait. No, I don't even know. Mom of 3 on Saturday. When is the 19th?
Oh my gosh.
Saturday.
third child syndrome.
So
I don't know.
Yeah. I have one turning 21 the same week that you have somebody turning 1.
Wow.
That is insane to me.
That's crazy.
Makes me feel super old.
So much to celebrate.
It's so fun though.
Aw.
Yeah, it absolutely is. So we have a couple of questions that we just really, really want to be able to share with our listeners and to dig a little bit deeper with you, just us and Tara. The first one is title company. Title company is primarily ran, honestly, by men.
It's a big boys club.
It's a big boys club. And especially here in Green Bay, you know, the local community, it's always been the big boys club. So tell us a little bit about what drew you in to title and what's been keeping you there.
Yeah. Gosh, it's hard to go back, but I kind of got into it by I guess by chance. I never bought a house, didn't know what an APR was. I was in college at UWGB and was just kind of sick of the hospitality life and bartending, waitressing, all that stuff. And then there was an ad to be a front desk receptionist at a local title company, and I submitted my application and got hired on the spot and kind of thrown into it. And the refi boom hit, and I just kind of got thrown into closings. But it was interesting because I consider myself a competitive person, and not knowing what title was and getting into title. And then, like, as the years went by, seeing how insanely competitive it is blew my mind.
What part? Like, what's good? Like, some people aren't going to, most of the
Oh, yeah.
listeners probably don't even know, one, what title company is. And we're not looking for this big
Oh, yeah.
diatribe of title, but why is it competitive?
Well, the bulk of our business, really all of it, is geared towards relationships. And it's like realtors, lenders, attorneys who have to give us business in order to stay in business. And it's valuing and keeping track of those relationships and harboring those a certain way. And so finding out, like, in order to just stay alive, you have to surround yourself with a lot of people and have these good relationships to stay afloat.
You have to be open to making connections with people. It's the most important thing.
Yeah. And it was just wild. Like, I was young, didn't at all know what title was, and to see how competitive it was crazy. And it's like you guys, like I'm so thankful for you, and like to get your business, like, I mean, that helps run my office, and but you need a lot of it. You have to have a lot of relationships in order to keep it afloat.
What's the hardest type for you? Is it the realtor relationships? Because that's what I'm assuming that you're dealing with the most.
The lenders.
Lender business, like which relationship is hardest for you to kind of continue to navigate into a positive scenario?
You know, it's interesting. I think I'm really lucky, like myself, and maybe that's interesting with like the, you know, like you said, like title companies are kind of like the good old boys club. I think they have a hard time with like, you know, going golfing and maintaining those relationships a certain way, where I think I'm lucky and also just being a female, like I would like to think that my relationships I have with my agents are like real relationships. You know, it's not necessarily like surface level. Like I get to know a lot about you personally, and you get to know about myself.
Just naturally as women, we want to dig a little bit deeper. Like, who are you?
Totally. Yeah. But it's interesting. But like a lot of it, they say will come from like sellers and buyers to give us business, but that's not really where it comes from. It's about the agents. So I think that's the hardest part, is assuming that it's coming from the sellers and buyers, but it's not.
Right.
Yeah.
Just knowing who your client is.
Absolutely. Drawing it back literally to basics. I mean, maybe this is something that we should have started with before you started jumping into questions. Shame on me. But can you just give us, for our listeners, like to Tara's point, who may not know?
Yeah.
Broad view. What is title? What's the importance of it?
Yeah. I mean, the way I describe it, especially like to people I run into, it's like I'm the person sitting at the closing table when you buy a house, sell a house, you refinance, the one that goes over all the documents with you.
Yeah.
So, you know, you come to my office, I go to you, you give me your money, and you get the keys. So,
Or people forget their money. That's always a fun
that always happens. Or the
break into their own house.
Yeah.
Because they don't have keys or anything. That's really fun too.
My first closing with you guys, I had a lender that I was working with that was like a remote lender, not even local. And oh my gosh.
We won't say names, but it was the worst.
He had none of his ducks in a row. And we got to the closing table and everyone's looking at each other like, well, do you have the money? Is it wired? Is it here? Is it there? And oh my gosh, God bless you women, because you figured it all out for us. And we were able to get to closing on a scheduled time that morning, but we were all like in panic mode. And just the way that you all handled it was just seamless and amazing. And one of my other favorite parts about working with you guys is in those moments, because I mean, we run into that constantly in real estate. We're just like, what the heck is going on here? Like, oh my gosh, people just don't communicate. Just communicate, people. But in those moments of chaos, I mean, you even said you thrive in chaos. You love it. You love being able to problem solve. And you are so on top of answering us. Like the moment that we're just like, the shit hit the fan. Sam, where are you? And you're just like, I'm right here. Let's figure this out. The best.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
fun.
Takes a balance to be both proactive and reactive and do it well. So
absolutely.
Thank you.
I like seeing that.
Thank you. Thank you. It means a lot.
It's interesting to me too, because real estate, like there's shows about it, right? Like $1 Million Listing and all these different shows, because real estate can be sexy, you know, or career selling luxury cars can be sexy.
Yep.
Like you hear title and it's like, it's not sexy. There's nothing sexy, or it doesn't, right? So it's like how as a woman, and a lot of times in those industries, you can use who you are to like continue to push your business forward. And I think sometimes when you get into the boring situations like paperwork, like you're saying, it's so hard to remember to stay inspired like in that, because so where do you find your inspiration from to keep pushing your business forward to like that next level?
I mean, just really trying to think out of the box and make that customer experience exceptional. I hear stories, and I haven't experienced myself, but I mean, I've heard stories where people show up to a closing and, you know, it's this big moment that some people have maybe only a couple times in their whole life, maybe only once. And it's like they're setting themselves up, about to sign all this paperwork and receive these keys to this house, or vice versa, and sell a forever home. And they get there and it's just like, you know, here, sign this. I'm an 8 to 5. There's just no passion. It's just like
people feel that. They feel that the second they walk in the door.
It's like, it's just, I feel sad for that situation, that realtor, that closing, that seller and buyer. And it's like, this needs to be just an insane experience. And I mean, I'm still working on it. I'm always looking for like, obviously feedback to change that. But I mean, we're making little moves in, I think, in the right direction to change our industry and have that closing experience be fun and different. And like I said, mostly memorable and impactful. And so we're working on it. But I mean, we got little stuff like, y'all know that we love wine.
You
I
give
was
away
gonna
wine.
say your wine wall. That
Your
was
wine wall.
well,
I mean,
it was
wine's
you
important, so.
and the wine wall. That's how I
wine
knew you were my people.
You're like,
Yeah.
I like the way she thinks right now.
I like that.
There's-
I understand her wine
Yes.
thinking. I get it.
I understand.
Yeah.
Well, office full of women and all moms, we kind of need something to get us through.
Yeah.
So
Now,
it's
is that
motivation.
intentional? Would you not hire a guy? I know you legally you can't say that, but do you just feel more women are drawn to your type of office and that type of
Setting.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I think everything, and another thing that's interesting in just my path and career, like, and where I've kind of ended up, because I've been in the business now for like 14 years. It is an office full of women, and we're all moms. And I have worked with, a lot of other people, but where I've ended now, not just the people that we work with, but like their stories as well, like what they've been through in life, good and bad. It's insanely similar to all of us, like
Yep.
in our stories. And I just think it's really interesting that we all ended up kind of the same stories, working together, same
Yeah.
goals. So I think it'd be hard to find another person to like come into our, little office space. But everyone has their own story, and it's just it'd have to be the right fit. But I'm not looking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, what kind of guy
She's
can
looking,
take
if
us?
you're listening,
Like
she's
it might be
looking.
a lot.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
what kind of guy wants to be around it all
They
the
don't
time?
wanna-
It's
yeah.
like, our
A very
husbands.
particular kind of man.
It's like our husbands coming to sit in here. I'm like,
Yeah.
they're like, we're good.
No, they love it.
Yeah, it's like don't
They miss
But
us when we're not
yeah,
there.
but we do have guys on staff here. You
Yeah.
know, like, and I want to make it clear too. Like, we love women empowerment, but we're
Mhm.
not like,
no,
know.
by no means are we
no,
feminists.
Oh yeah.
no.
But
like,
it is absolutely amazing to be able to support
Mm-hmm.
like-minded people,
Yeah.
but just like people. And
Yeah.
our like people are women. We're
Yeah.
women. We're
Yeah.
moms.
Yeah.
We've got a lot going on.
Got a lot going on.
Yeah.
Gravitate towards each other. It's
Yeah.
just how it works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like we've said, you are a mother and you are in the title industry, but I mean, you are Doma title here
Mhm.
in Green Bay. You are who runs the show. What was your reason for going out on your own? I mean, because to be able to own your own business is a very, very, it could be a scary thing for some people.
Yeah. And that's what I think is interesting with my path, like, and probably where I'm at now is, I worked for a bigger title company, and I never considered myself like in a sales role. And I wasn't married yet. I didn't have kids. I wanted more, and they really didn't offer anything more. And I was kind of being headhunted a little bit, and
Because you're amazing.
oh, thank you. I took the opportunity to listen to her, and I'm like, I'm going to go for it because I wanted more, and it offered more. So I took that leap, and it was in a different position than what I was, so I could learn a lot more. And when I was at that new title company that I went to, I was lucky enough to have enough following of like residential realtors that they're like, hey, like I know you left, but we still want to work with you. And I'm like, well, I'm not your sales rep, like that they're there and I'm here. And they're like, it doesn't matter. Like we worked there because of you. And that was my first like little like light bulb. Like that's
Aha.
pretty like, okay, like that's cool,
Yeah.
like, so
Mhm.
I guess, yeah, let's run with it. And my boss that was there, she's like, yeah, you're not going to do commercial anymore. You're going to open up your own residential and run with it. And it's like, so just something completely unplanned, and I took it and ran with it. And I was a one-woman show for a while, and then built up enough clientele that I needed help. So, hired more staff and
Yep.
trained them. And from there, and I guess this is like kind of the moment for me, like as I got more staff and like I became a manager and, kind of running my own shop, there were just things that I liked and a lot of things that I didn't. And I found myself asking a lot from my staff of like, let's work harder. Let's show up every day and be positive and be that person in the closing room that's really blowing their socks off. Like, but I couldn't incentivize them and do certain things because I didn't have that, I guess, power. Right. And I was their voice and I could go to my upper management and ask for things, but I got turned down all the time. So I was just getting really frustrated of like, how can I keep asking more and more and more from this team and staff, but like not do anything about it? And I just got done. I'm like, I'm gonna do something about it. So I did, and I left, and I asked them to come with me. And
There's so much strength in that. That's
Ooh.
amazing.
It was crazy. I
rocking
mean,
the
and
boat.
I was ready to go on my own. So I didn't, there was no obligation with them. So the fact that they even like took the leap and trusted me and came with me, like, is everything to me. And so I was able to set up everything I didn't have there, which is great. So I gave them that motivation. They have the incentive now. We're all doing a lot better from not being where we were. So,
well, we know that feeling. We know that, like,
Absolutely.
when you're like, we worked for another brokerage before we opened our own together.
And we even went and potentially thought about bringing our business plan to another brokerage on top of that even. And we're just like, well, no.
Why are
We
we
won't be
that?
able to give back. We won't be able to do everything that we want to be able to do. So why would we limit ourselves that way?
right.
Yeah.
You don't know until you
don't know
try
until you do
it.
it.
And just, it's like, it's about timing, you know?
Yep. And we didn't know if our business plan would work. You know, a business plan situated around giving back, like it shouldn't work.
Right.
It should not work. Like,
Yep.
how do we give money away? It's like, well, you got to make money,
gotta
you know, and
give.
it's like, you got to pay the bills. You got to be able to pay your rent, you know? So it's all those things. So,
Yep.
and you know that that's a big component of our business is giving back to the community. So we're going to ask you that question. What is your favorite nonprofit or community group that you like, local to your area that you're in, that you choose to support?
Yeah. There's
I'm sure you have a lot.
Yeah. But one that like is sticks out that I've been participating in the last couple of years is the Mandolin Foundation.
We love the Mandolin
Amanda's
Foundation.
House. Yeah. It's just pretty special for different reasons for myself and staff and people that we work with. And they're incredible.
Yep. And
Tell us a little bit about who they are, what it is that they do.
So they're local here in Green Bay, and they're a very small foundation. But it's geared towards women and children, and it's like a substance treatment program where they can go, and it's one of the, maybe the only one, I think there maybe is another one in the state of Wisconsin, but like one of the only ones that allow women to bring their children in, and they kind of just keep them together, which is really important. And they get trained on like just doing certain things, you know, parenting and budgeting and a lot of different things to kind of help that family get back out into society and, you know, support her family and get back out there.
We
my
love
pregnant
that.
ass over here is getting emotional listening to you talk about this.
Oh yeah. They were actually at one of our events because one of our customers have chosen them. So they've actually received funds from the company based on somebody's closing. I love their mission and what they're doing. And I like that they're small, that when you give them even $10, it makes a difference. You know, it doesn't go to overhead. You know, it's actually making an impact. I love that.
Yeah. The smaller, honestly, the more you know that money is being directed towards like what they're actually saying it's being directed towards. You know, it's not like this big corporate like Goodwill. You know, that like, no. Yeah. Just no.
In our relationship with our sponsor for Caribou Coffee, what they're doing is they are donating a box of coffee and goodies to a staff meeting for your favorite nonprofit. So you've chosen the Mandolin House. So we will let them know that Caribou is willing to do that for them so they continue to, you know, be encouraged, not by also another big business too, so that they can keep doing what they're doing in the community.
Absolutely. Continue their important work.
They will love that. Thank you so much. It's incredible. Thank you, Caribou.
Yeah.
Yes.
Awesome.
Thank you, Caribou.
Yeah. Well, thanks for coming on, Sam.
Thank
We're
you
so
so
excited.
much for
Thank
joining
you.
us.
Guys, this is amazing. Yeah.
We
Thank
love
you,
your
thank you.
energy. We love that when you walked in here, for those of you watching, you know, or seeing, she walked in here with champagne. So cheers to you, Sam.
Yeah, she
Cheers
did.
the
And
first
to your
podcast,
business.
ladies.
We love seeing you rocking it. We love that we can support you.
Always
in
love
business.
seeing you and having you around.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Right back at you.
Love your energy.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Energy.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Today's small business giveaway is proudly sponsored by Near North Title. Remember Near North Title for the most ethical and transparent title and escrow needs for Northeast Wisconsin.
Not to mention, they are a fun group of powerful and beautiful businesswomen and mamas. We thank all of the amazing ladies at Near North Title. Alrighty, guys, welcome back to Really Relatable. So we just had our wonderful guest Sam on here with us from Near North Title Company.
It was Doma.
It was Doma. I was calling it Doma.
I was too, because we forgot to ask her about that.
Yeah,
But it is happening.
there is a new name
There's a new title company in
New
town.
title company, baby. Near North.
Near North.
Ran by Sam Maxson and her amazing team of ladies. We are our absolute favorite. We wouldn't have it any other way than to be working with them.
I just love her energy. I love the things that she said.
She's our people. I cannot say that enough.
You guys, like,
you're our people, Sam.
If you could see her, she's got like long blonde hair and she's like beautiful and she smiles a lot. She always has wine with her.
Always.
So it's like the best.
Can always trust people with wine. And I like how when she sat down before we started recording, she was just like, wait, am I allowed to swear? I'm like, you can never trust somebody who doesn't swear.
That's right. And she wore comfortable shoes. She brought heels in case we'd see them.
Just in case.
Yeah. Like a good business person should.
Yes.
Blazer and heels.
Always prepared.
Always.
With the blazer and heels.
You're looking good, Sam. Okay. Anyway.
All right. Well, thank you so much to our sponsor, Caribou Coffee. Once again, going to be able to give back to Amanda's house and be able to support all of the amazing work that they're doing for the women and children that are involved with that program.
Yeah. So exciting.
Yeah.
And remember to like us and follow us on Spotify.
And Apple Podcast.
Yes, subscribe to Apple Podcasts.
Subscribe to us. Listen to us. We have so many important things to say.
Email us at Tara and Alexis at reallyrelatable.com.
And remember to always stay relatable. Really relatable.
Really relatable.